Good morning. It's Joshua Taylor, Donald D. Taylor, coming to you this morning, this Friday, the March the 20th, and this will be episode 160. And last night I was listening to Ken Clement's prophecy. I sent out a link to it, and this one brother where he talks with his hands real fast. He was sharing about Ken Clement, and he was sharing about a letter that uh, his daughter found a week or so ago, right? About Ken Clement. Actually, the Lord was leading him to go down to see uh, President Trump about the same time that he actually became president. And that didn't happen. He ended up dying. But, go over that video. One of the things that the Lord showed Ken Clement, and this will be getting out in the next, I think his daughter's going to make a special debut about this letter. She's going to bring out different points. I think so. I think it's tomorrow, actually, the 21st. And one of the things that the Lord showed Ken Clement about Donald Trump, about who he is that he is a Joseph. And I just want you to let that sink in. The Lord has called President Donald Trump to be a Joseph to America. And so if you look at the Joseph in the Bible and how in the scriptures and how the Lord raised him up and what he did, what he called him to do, this could have a huge impact on America, right? Taking care of the people's needs. Taking care of those who can't, where they're not in a position to take care of themselves, like the homeless, the vets. So these Goshen camps fit perfectly in with this, right? If you can see where I'm saying, where I'm coming from. So back about 5 years ago, I was living in Edmonton, and I came to Vancouver Island, and I ended up going up to Port Hardy, which is on the north end of Vancouver Island. And there's a brother there who has a bed and breakfast, and I stayed there, and eventually I was stayed in the back apartments in this warehouse place that he has, right? And I had a chance to use that as a large space, so I started on a project that the Lord commissioned me to start back then, called the Joseph Initiative. And what it stands for is a joint operative, specializing in emergency preparing and housing. And the only word in the English dictionary that could actually mean something like that. So Joseph had a very special call. Back in the time of ancient Israel, and God's raised up a modern day Joseph in the Oval Office. He doesn't know it yet, right? He doesn't know it yet. So what I'm proposing here, and what I feel led in the Spirit to speak this morning, is to put a protocol together, put these Goshen camps together, these hardship communities together, and I'm going to send it, address it to the White House, and I'm just going to call it the Joseph Initiative or the Joseph Project, maybe the Joseph Project. And, send it in the White House here. And so that it gets in his hands. And I know that he's going to like it. I know that the letter is going to get into his possession, right? And so the next couple of weeks, I could actually have everything done. I'm kind of laying off work on the land, and I'm pressing in to seek the will of the Father. But this may be where the Father is leading me to prepare to go to America, but this time to be invited to see President Trump, and 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 maybe it could be, if this is a open door that God is doing, no man can shut, that possibly that he could appoint me as a special envoy to the Joseph Project, right? And start building these Goshen camps, these Ark ship communities outside every major city in America. and so I know how to do it. You just need a starting point and you need the volunteers. And this is a place where you can start making these camps so people can shelter in place outside the cities. God's people. The vets would have their own place, and the people on the streets would have their own place. In these, and the children that they would be part of the camp, right? So everybody working together. And this is where my heart's always been, to help people. That's it. So I'm just getting this out this morning. I want you intercessors out there to pray about this. This is serious. It means, I can work on the Joseph project here, get everything ready, get this letter ready to go to be sent into the mail. But I need to start preparing as an individual to get down there. That means would have a lot of work to do here before I could get ready to go. I would have to get my camper ready for winter, get everything built and in place, so when I come back from America, that I wouldn't have to worry about rushing to get ready for winter. And I would have to get my passport renewed and get my van fixed up. My tires are shot and need new tires. So I just want you to think about it, pray about it. And I would need support of the remnant body out there to get ready to go see the President of the United States. And is it possible? Well, of course. If God is opening up this door, and I already know from many visions in the past and prophecies others had, that one day that I will be in America building these camps. There's no question. And but I can't do it on my own, and God has a timing. I remember one time back in, might have been 86, maybe the second last time that I was down in the States, that Sister Judy down there, she had a vision, and she saw that we were walking, and we came under a portal. A portal appeared over our heads, and We were transported into heaven, literally. We went through this portal, and we left, dressed in earthly clothes, but when we came out on the other side, we were dressed in heavenly garments. And as a king priest ministry, right? We're literally transported into heaven. And we walked up to the justice table where the 12 apostles were. And they were in like a semicircle. And she said that I handed them a package of these plants. And so it was passed from hand to hand, and they were all in agreement. All 12 apostles were in agreement, and these plants were stamped and sealed. And the Lord said in His time it would come to pass. So this could be that time, right? Only God could open up a door for a person here that's nobody, and I got nothing behind my name. I'm just kind of a roughneck, redneck believer, right? But it could be that God's opening up a door for an invite to the Whitehouse. So I just want you to think about it, but I will need your financial support to get ready for this, and to start preparing for this Joseph project and get it into the hands of President Trump. So you intercessors out there, I want you to pray about it. And so I'm just getting this out this morning. I just woke up. I need to start getting my camper, getting everything washed up and the floors clean, because it's been sitting for a long time. And I moved my stuff in there last night and started getting everything arranged. But if I do go down south, I need to have everything ship shape in place, right, and get that porch finished and the roof closed in. And it's something that could be done in a short time. Wouldn't take me all that long. But if the Lord's behind this, and if I get a reply from President Trump says, well, come on down, then the stupid border guards, you won't be able to stop me, because I'll tell you, the last time I tried to get down there, I was turned away. I went crossed over, I think it was down on the East Coast, and they wouldn't let me across because I didn't have a place to stay. I couldn't prove my residence, right? And they said next time that I come down, I'm going to have to have 6 months with the utility bills and things like that, rent receipts to prove that I have my own place to stay. And now maybe you can understand why I've been pushing so hard to get my own place to stay, right? Okay, going to end it here. It's going on 14 minutes. But you intercessors out there, please pray about it. And yeah, let's do it. I'm willing to work alongside President Trump. If the Lord's calling to be a Joseph, then I know this is all going to come together. This is Joshua Taylor, Donald D. Taylor, coming to you from here in Boston Bar, British Columbia, Canada.